This video is on the numerical vibration of 290 and where it falls along this pathway through 11. Hello, welcome to the Pathway Through 11 series. This video that you're about to watch is one of several videos in this series, but they're not in any particular order. So watch them, as many of them as you want to, and in any order that you want to, for how they work best and resonate best for you. So this numerical vibration of 290 is one of these special vibrations that starts with this zero. It starts with this divine energy, which makes it almost out of our hands, where we don't get to choose when that divine energy comes into play and begins the process of this numerical vibration, because now it's starting with that divine energy. And so this is truly one of the numerical vibrations that is reliant on divine timing. So when that divine energy comes in, it really pushes for an ending of some sort, usually an ending of some kind of cycle. Everything that happens in our world and in our life is very cyclical, because we live in this cyclical kind of energy space. And so a lot of the times that 9 is the ending of a cycle, but it could be the ending of anything. And then with that ending, now we're able to come into this coupling, the bringing together of these extremes to create something new. So we're starting with this divine energy that's coming in divine timing and really pushing forward an ending of some sort, so that coupling can occur, so that these extremes can start being brought together to create something new. And then once we get to the end of this process, where we have these three vibrations that are blending together with the 0, the 9, and the 2, now we start getting to this vibration of 11, and then this vibration of 2. And so we start with this generating numerical vibration of 290 that then is terminating in 11 and 2. And a lot of the times we are flip-flopping between these three quite often. But when we figure out how to be able to get through that process of the 290, now we can really be solidly and have solid footing in the 11, which then allows us to have solid footing in the 2. So interestingly, one of the phrases that resonates at a numerical vibration of 290 is unconditional forgiveness. So unconditional forgiveness as 290. This is very interesting, again, because of that divine energy that's starting this process off. So this process of getting to unconditional forgiveness is beginning in divine timing with divine energy. And so this is not a numerical vibration that we get to have a lot of control over, a lot of force in. We have to almost open ourselves up and put ourselves in a vulnerable place so the divine energy can take over and begin this process. And then once that divine energy is coming in, now it's pushing forward to that ending, which many times with unconditional forgiveness is an ending to the trauma, the hurt, the resentment, or whatever it is that is causing you to even need to have forgiveness, whether it's for yourself or somebody else in the first place. And once you get to that true ending, now these endings are not just stark times and points in time where it's just done. We're continuously having to work through to bring something to a full ending. But here we're really lucky in that we have this divine energy that's really pushing for us to make those endings happen. And once we get to the point where that ending has happened enough to fuel coupling, now we have that energy of the two coming in, which is bringing together these extremes to create something new. And this could be something new in the way we see the world and the way we think about things and the way we relate to other people and the way we relate and think about ourselves. It could be a number of different things, but in this dualistic world, there's always these extremes that we're having to fight to bring together. So because 290 adds up to an 11 and a 2, once we are getting through this process, now this 290 can resonate as an 11, but it also can resonate as a 2. And I think it's important to remember that the 11 is a part of the process. It's not the terminating number. So we're not ending at an 11. We are ending at a 2. And so when we think about what unconditional forgiveness is as an 11, I really think that when we're in this 11 energy is really when we are still working through the ending and really ending the way that we one have thought about the situation or the person or ourselves, whatever is needing a place of forgiveness. We're still really grappling with how to end that fully. And I think the phrase that, we say all the time that you can forgive but not forget is where this need for balance is. Because how do you fully, truly forgive and bring an ending to whatever needs to be forgiven if you don't forget it? If you are constantly rehashing it. And so at this 11 vibration, we're working towards this unconditional forgiveness, but we still have the memories, we still have the trauma, we're still really letting that energy resonate through us, which is what brings us to this point of needing to forgive in the first place. So when unconditional forgiveness is resonating as an 11, it's really a balancing between this forgive and forget. And is it really unconditional forgiveness if you have not forgotten? That's what we have to work through in ourselves. And so when we get to the 2, I think this is really when we do forget. And it's not forget in that you just completely forget what happened or any of that, but you're not re-traumatized every time you have the memory. Because when you fully forget, that energy of that event no longer sits in your body. And so you do not have like this visceral reaction to it. And so then you can bring those energies together to now create something new. So at the 2 vibration, this is really where we're coupling forgive and forget, where it's no longer forgive but don't forget. But it is bringing forgive and forget together. So there really isn't any conditions to the forgiveness that you're giving yourself or to others or to, the collective as a whole. And so something to think about as we're trying to take action to move from that 11 to the 2, where we're instead of trying to balance between forgive and forget. What would happen instead? What would it look like to both forgive and forget? So what if you forgave and you forgot? what would that really look like? And really dig deep into that of like, what does it look like to fully, truly forgive? And what does it really, truly look like to forget? And then how would bringing those extremes of forgiveness together change how forgiveness impacts your life? So if you're able to get to the point where you really truly are resonating in unconditional forgiveness, how would that change how any of these events or any of the trauma that we've experienced really impact your life at that point? Thank you.